There is an eternal problem that plagues those of us who are drawn to the study of darkness. It is our innate humanity. Because to the creatures of darkness, human is synonymous with prey. For the average citizen, this is no trouble. Humans have a defense mechanism that has served us well for thousands of years. It may even be the reason humans still exist at all. It is our ability to block from our consciousness all those things that are out of the ordinary. And supernatural threats are about as far from ordinary as anything can be. Every one of them shares a terrifying ability. They can only sense what senses them first. Awareness is what attracts them. It tempts them, the way the movement of a mouse's tail attracts a cat. These facts make the study of these creatures even more perilous for those of us who take up the cause. Very few humans can notice them, and even fewer actively seek them out. To these creatures, we glow like beacons in the night. There is no way to completely block the light of our awareness, but there is a way to disguise our human nature, a way to continue our studies in relative safety. Before you begin your learning in earnest, it is vital that you perform this ritual. It will help keep you safe on your journeys, and it will also grant you certain powers. Powers you will find invaluable as you continue forward. First, you must summon one of them. It is imperative that you select something small and weak so that it does not overwhelm you. I recommend minor shades if there are no children in your household. They are simple to control and summon, and they require only a small creature, such as a mouse, to distract them from attacking you. However, if a child is present in the home, they will ignore all other living beings and attack the child exclusively. For this reason, despite the relatively higher risk they pose, full shades are preferable in such households. They will require a sacrifice of your blood to keep them from attacking. But it is well worth it. I have included the summoning rites for both at the end of the main ritual. Simply use the one appropriate to your situation. Before you summon your shade, you will need to take a bath containing the following: 1 cup of sea salt, preferably dead sea salt if you can get it, 3 drops of oil of myrrh, 1 spoonful of dragon's blood powder, which is actually a resin product, and 1 handful of leaves or needles, from the tree most common in the place where you were born, preferably red ones, gathered from around your childhood home. Soak in this mixture for at least half an hour, then towel off with a clean, new towel, and put on clean, new black clothing that has never been worn before. Not even to try it on. Go to a place where you will not be disturbed. Lock the doors, close the windows. Take every precaution necessary to prevent intrusion or escape. Now, take a stick of white chalk. Inscribe on the floor a circle large enough for you to lie down in, with your arms and legs stretched out. Inside this first circle, draw the summoning sigils for the shade you have chosen. Then scribe another circle around it, about 6 inches larger. Fill this second circle with various protective runes. Finally, draw another circle around that one. This circle should be large enough for you to stand comfortably inside. Leave it completely blank. Douse all lights, except for a single candle. Place the candle to the north of your circles. Place the blood, or the mouse, at the southernmost part of the inner circle. And be sure to place a broom inside the circle. Stand in the outermost ring. And remember this: at no point during the summoning should you leave this ring. Especially, do not cross the protective ring until you are certain you wish to complete the ritual. Now, begin the summoning. Once the shade manifests and becomes preoccupied with the mouse or the blood, observe it for a while. Study its movements, its appearance, its attributes. And then, you must make a decision. Do you continue, or do you stop? If you choose not to continue, step outside the circle, turn on the lights, and banish the shade. But beware, if you choose to back out now, the shade will remember you. It is likely to lurk in the shadows of your home, and it will pose a danger whenever you are unwary. If you have decided to continue, stand at the northern point of your circle, between the shade and the candle. Your body should cast your shadow directly over the shade. Then, chant the following words: Umbra, Phasma, Ader, Animus, Phasmatis, Atra, Atrum, Univorcis. Again and again. Do not stop. As you chant, you will notice something. The shade and your shadow will begin to combine. The boundary between them will soften. Their shapes will shift. And at this point, the shade may begin to struggle. Pay no attention. Keep chanting. If it breaks away now, it will devour you. Keep chanting until it struggles no more. Your shadow should eventually settle back into its normal shape, but it will appear darker, much darker. You will feel a desire now to finish eating the mouse or drinking the blood. Do so. It will further cement the bond. Afterward, you will discover something disturbing. You can no longer cross the protective symbols. Use the broom to sweep enough of them away to open the circle. Then, go and blow out the candle. The darkness will no longer keep you from seeing. From this moment forward, the creatures of the shadow will see you, but they will no longer notice your humanity. You will be able to see in complete darkness, but be warned, light will burn your eyes if you do not protect them. You will also be able to move unnoticed through crowds, especially at night. However, there are a few cautions. If you summoned a minor shade, you should avoid spending prolonged periods around children. Otherwise, the hunger of your phantasmal partner may overwhelm you. If you summoned a full shade, it is advisable to avoid blood when in polite company, because you may develop an overwhelming desire to drink it. In either case, the only food that will truly tempt your appetite anymore will be meat. Raw, fresh, and preferably still living. I have found that keeping mice and rats is a satisfactory method of keeping myself sated, and I highly recommend the same. To summon a minor shade, you will need one mouse in a small cage. Draw 13 lines radiating from the center of the inner circle. Alternate between capping them with a circle and an arrowhead until you reach the final line. The last line should point directly toward the mouse. Cap this final line with a box and place the mouse's cage inside it. Now, pick up the candle. Place your hand between the candle and the inner circle. Your hand should cast a shadow onto the floor in the middle of the summoning sigils. Walk clockwise 3 times around the circle. Try to keep your shadow in approximately the same position. As you walk, chant the following words: Aliquantilis, Umbra, Adesdum. Keep repeating them as you circle. You should begin to notice something. A small shape will emerge from your cast shadow. Complete all 3 circles. Then stop and hold absolutely still. Do not move. Wait until the creature has fully emerged and flows up the line toward the mouse. Then, continue the ritual as outlined above. To summon a full shade, you will need 1 empty bowl and 1 knife sharp enough to cut you. Draw a rough human shape on the floor inside the inner circle. Mark the head with a circle, the hands with triangles, the feet with rectangles, and the center with a 9-pointed starburst. Place the empty bowl inside the circle, at the head. Now, pick up the candle in your left hand. Stand with your right hand facing the circle. Your shadow should fall onto the floor in the middle of the summoning sigils. Walk clockwise 3 times around the circle. Begin and end before the bowl. As you walk, chant the following words repeatedly. Grandis, Umbra, Adisdum. You should begin to see it. A large shape emerging from your shadow. Complete all 3 circles. Then stop and hold absolutely still. Do not move. Wait until the creature has fully emerged and flows up the line toward the empty bowl. Then it will rise until it stands as tall as you. Do not speak to it. If it speaks, do not respond. Look deeply into the place where its eyes glow red. Then, cut your hand. Hold it over the circle, just enough for your blood to drip into the bowl. Once the creature bends down and begins to drink, continue with the ritual, as outlined above.